Now I'm gonna do the heart rate on my wife. When you're finding the heart rate, you need to use 3 fingers like this, and you need to find the radial artery, which is about right here, and yeah, that's one of our cats in the background. You do a timer. I'm gonna do it for 15 seconds, and I'll count how many beats I feel in that 15 seconds. Alright, on there I get about 16 beats, so I multiply that times 4 to get how many beats per minute, and that is 24, so it's about 64 beats per minute. Okay, so I was going to try to do the blood pressure on my wife, but I don't have a big enough cuff. So what I'm going to do now is I already found the brachial artery on my right arm. So the first step is to find the brachial artery on your arm, and then you put the arrow right here, right above the brachial artery, and then you get the cuff ready. You put the stethoscope, and with it facing like away from you, put those in your ear, and then you put the stethoscope over the brachial artery, and then you pump it up to about between 120 or 180 and 200. And then you start letting out the pressure slowly. And when you start hearing the what you're looking for is when you start hearing a pounding noise, that is the systolic blood pressure, and when you let off the pressure, and when you stop hearing the pounding, that is the diastolic pressure. When I just did mine, it was roughly 130 over 85. Okay, I'm going to do the skin fold assessment right now. There's 2 different variations. You can do a 3-site skin fold test, or you can do a 7-site skin fold test. I'm just going to demonstrate the 3-site skin fold test. This is my wife. She's helping me out this time. The first place you measure is on the back, just under the scapula, and on her it's roughly about right here. You take a 3-inch pinch, just gently but firmly, and you pull it out, and use your skin fold caliper, which I have right here, and you just measure how much the skin fold we're able to get out. The second spot is on the arm, between the highest part and the shoulder, and the lowest point on the elbow, and you measure the length from the highest part on the shoulder down to the point of the elbow, which in her case is 17 inches. So it would be 8.5 inches, which would be right here. And then you follow the same procedure. You use your skin fold caliper. You take a 3-inch pinch, and then you measure from there. And then the final spot I'm going to do is right here. It has to be equal to the xiphoid process. You just repeat the procedure. She's a little ticklish, so you do that, and then you do the other side, the same procedure, and you come back to, you do both sides twice. You just alternate them, because if you do them twice in a row, it tends not to have as accurate as a reading. Okay, now I'm going to do the range of motion assessment using a goniometer, which I have right here. During this assessment, you do the shoulder, the elbow, the hip, and the knee. Right now, to do the shoulder, you have the patient lift an arm up like this, put the goniometer where the bend of the joint is, and you have them reach as far as they can, and while they move, you do on this, it shows that her range of motion is 85 degrees. Okay, and now we'll do the elbow, and you have them have their arms straight out, and then you go bend the elbow, have them move their elbow up as high as they can. With her, the measurement is just under 100 degrees. And then the knee, they have to stand up for. You take it. Okay, I'm going to do the knee, and the center of it is right here. So the patient bends the knee, and right here it says the angle is 90 degrees. The last assessment we have to do for the range of motion test, it's ideal to have the subject laying down, but my wife is 8 months pregnant and she has doctor's orders where she's not supposed to be on her back. So I'll just demonstrate this. I won't actually do the assessment. You set the goniometer on the bend of the hip, and which is right here on her. And as she would move, you'd move the goniometer arm so that it is equal with the straight part of the leg. So, like I said, I can't do this one on her because doctor's orders, but that is like how you would do it. Okay, I'm going to do the hip to waist ratio now. So what you do is, my wife's going to help me with this one as well. We use the measure tape right here, and we make sure we keep it level. You can help me with this. And you make sure you keep it level and measure it. And right here it says about 50.5. You do it just above the belly button. And then for the hip measurement, you do the same kind of thing. You just go at the widest part of the buttocks. And then you measure it again, and this one says roughly 48.5. When doing the measurement though, you want to make sure that the person doing the assessment it's easier to do it on their knees, but my wife's pregnant, so it's harder for her to get down on her knees. So she's sitting in a chair. But when you do that, you want to make sure you're slightly in front of the patient and off to the side, so that it's more professional. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the ACSM push-up test now. There's what you do during this test is you keep your back straight and you go down until you touch your chin to the floor. And so some of the ways that this is done incorrectly is one, you are up like this and you don't go down all the way. Another way that this is not done correctly is that you don't have your back straight and you stick your butt up in the air, or you sag down too low like this. There's a modified push-up as well. This is mainly just for females, where they start instead of having their toes touch the floor, they have their knees touch the floor, and they do the same thing. They just make, either way you do it, you have to make sure that your back is kept straight, and this test goes on until the participant can no longer do the push-ups, or yeah, so.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, I'm gonna do the ACSM curl up test now. What you do is you have a metronome set to 40 beats per minute, and you continue the test until your patient does 75 curl ups, or cannot do any more curl ups, or does more than one consecutive curl up incorrectly. You get a warning for each way you do it incorrectly, and if you're not able to recover, the test is over. Some of what you do is start with the 12-inch or 12 centimeter area indicated by this orange square on the floor, and you start with in the supine position with your back, your shoulder, and your feet flat on the ground, and you start with your hands palms down, and your middle finger just barely touching the tape. And what you do is when the metronome starts, on the first beat, you exhale and you reach and touch the end of the tape. On the second beat, you exhale, or you inhale, and you lay back down. You continue that until you can't do any more, or you do the reps incorrectly. Some of the ways you can do the reps incorrectly is one, by reaching farther with one hand than you do with the other. Another way is you take your feet up off the ground when you're doing the repetition. Or another way is where you go off the beat of you go faster or slower than the beat of the metronome. So I'm going to go ahead and start this.
Okay. Starting to reach further on one side. You're starting to reach further on one side. That's it. That's it. Pause it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. Right there. Close your mouth.
I just did my blood pressure after that, and as I started hearing, my blood pressure is about 150/90 right now. After just doing the exercise, and my heart rate, it's about. Let's see. About 100. So it's elevated a little bit because of doing the exercises. Okay, this assessment right here is the sit and reach test. What you do with this one is you start with your heels at the 15-inch mark, and you put your hands one over the other, and you reach forward as far as you can reach until you, and just make sure you don't bounce when you're doing it. You just have to do one steady motion and hold it there for like 3 seconds to be able to get an accurate reading. You do this test twice just to make sure you get consistent readings. So.
Yeah. Ready? Hmm? 20. 20 and a half.